I'm Rosie Hardy, this is Rosie Hardy Gardening. Today I'd like to talk about an old favourite, Hemerocallis. So I have got a few Hemerocallis here. They are definitely the older varieties because that is what we grow at Hardy's Cottage Garden Plants. But there are some fabulous new breeding out there, and especially in the United States, they have been breeding a lot of different types. So these ones I'm showing you are older varieties. They're tried and tested, and they flower and they do what you're supposed to do. They grow into lovely big clumps with a large amount of foliage, and then they flower and flower right the way through the summer months. Let's start off with this one here, which is known as Pink Damask. Pink Damask is a really soft, dusky colour, and it is called that because this is the colour that old damask material was, and it is a really good form. Now, they are known as daylilies because basically what happens is that the flower that is open now will last the whole of today. By the time you get to this evening, that flower will have died. It will then be ready to fall off, and the buds that are following will be the next ones that come out. So far on this plant, it has, on a stem like this, had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flowers that, oh, 7, there's another one there. 7 flowers that have already flowered. It still has another 3 on there. Once that is finished, you can cut right the way down into the base here. Dead head, but you do find that the flowers fall off and clean themselves off quite nicely. So this one is Pink Damask. The foliage is good, and you can see by the look of this plant here, this is new growth coming here, and it will make a decent sized clump. Really good, decent sized flowers with a bit of a perfume. Moving on to this one, which is Frans House, you will notice that the foliage is much taller on this, and it is a much wider type of foliage. So this one makes large clumps. The flower height is taller. So with Pink Damask, you'd expect to get between 60 and a metre in height with the flowers. A metre would be really high for them, so more between 60 and 80 with those. With this, the Frans House, which is a two-tone flower on here, and you can see this is the flower that is open, and this is a flower that is going over. So this was flowering yesterday, more buds to come on here. Foliage up to around about 45 to 60 centimetres, and then the flowers up to 90 centimetres up here. So a really good middle of the border form, going to make a large clump. And by large clump, I'm talking about 60 centimetres or 2 feet after about 3 years. They then need division, and they do accept being divided quite regularly, and it is good for your clumps to do so. So that is Frans House. Then going to slightly darker colour, you have this beautiful red one. This one is Stafford. Now all of these have got quite narrow petals, and you'll find that the outer ones, which are the bud holding ones, are slightly lighter colour than the main petals that are on the inside. Now this again is a slightly shorter foliage on this one, broad foliage, and then the flowers are held above. So you do get to see the beauty of the flowers above the foliage. Some of the newer ones, the flowers are down inset, and you don't actually see them as much as these ones which hold them above. I like the elegance of the ones which have long stems. You will notice on this one here that you've got these swollen pieces here. Now sometimes people can mistake this, which is actually a seed head, for a complaint that happens with Hemerocallis now, and that is gall midge. So you can tell whether it is gall midge because gall midge will be up on the top, on buds on the top of the plant, not behind buds down here. So this is actually seed pods forming. It is nothing to worry about. Again, divisible, really good, lovely, strong red colour. There are lots of yellows, and you do find that the yellows have really fantastic perfume. I love this one. This one is Lemon Bells. And the beauty of Lemon Bells is that it opens up like this as a soft lemon colour. The reverse of the flower has these amazing dark markings, and it dies off quite well. So it dies off going over into a tight like this, so that it doesn't look like a dead head, still with those markings on the back. This has cracking perfume. It is really, really good. It's got a stem here which is finished, that could be cut off. These are going to flower and away it goes. So this again is one that's going to get up to nearly 1 metre in height, and the foliage will get up to around about 45 to 60 centimetres. So again, the flowers are held well above the foliage, and it's very much a grass-like foliage. So once the flowers have finished, you still get this beautiful foliage showing you nice clumps, which is great in the garden as a foil for other things. And then to finish with, we have this one. It's probably gone out of shot. This is Hemerocallis High Tor. It is very rarely offered. It is the most amazing height. The pot is now on the ground. This flower is as tall as me, and they can be slightly taller. They can go up to 2 meters in length, which means they are really elegant, wafting flowers in the breeze. They are a fantastic form. It is a lovely clear yellow and with good foliage at the base, wiry stems which just blow in the breeze. Absolutely fantastic old variety. There we go. That is the beauty of the flower on this one. So you can go from really dwarf modern ones which have got really blousy flowers to the older, more delicate single flowers with a bit more elegance. Thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel.